in a game. So we'll see what ODG have for us. ATOX here, straight into the ramp room, Sam.
And of course it is. Oh, jeez, oi, what? What the hell was that? Just the double dink repeak 2-for-1 special, folks. That's ridiculous. All right, ATOX, 2 players left. How do you stabilize after that? Bomb is making its way in towards the A site, but it is completely alone. Cabal, now his position will be known. They're going to be keeping an eye out for him. Never mind. No, they're not. He's just going to run through, get a kill. He's going to duel it out with the player up on Cat. And wow, the comeback here. 2 versus 2. Footsteps heard over towards these ladder. Enko will be able to win out against Cabal. Last player left. Can't quite hold the line. And I was looking a little touch and go there towards the middle of the round. But ODG do secure themselves the first.
That's why I was my boy from way back in the day in Invictus Gaming. I remember he clutched around like we would cast him in like 2019 or 2020 or something, and we just chanted "Always my boy" the entire game, and that's why he's my boy. 3-0 in the pistol, and 2 of those taps were so nasty on ramp room, unreal. You are going to get the bomb plant though, which means second round force. ODG definitely not out of the woods. I think one of the most defining things in MR12 CS2 in particular is whether you do get that bomb plant down on T side, so you can keep the economic pressure on. And ATOX, T side nuke, not much nuance to this round here. Absolutely no utility. It's rifles, it's swinging outside and taking aim duels here.
So far, so good. Cabal does a little bit of chunk damage there onto Rage, but is pushed back. Enko will come and get that first kill onto Dobu, and yeah, it is an absolute cluster out here in outside, and with the lack of utility, it does leave them very, very vulnerable. Cabal and Accuracy already taken a ton of damage here, as Oi is going to hold the line, get himself a kill onto MIQ, and the last 2 players, what do?
Try and get a kill from topside Annex, I guess. That's worked well for Cabal. Accuracy still trying to make something work here with this scout. Rainbow tapping away, looking to clean up these last couple of Ts. All these footsteps being heard by XE, who's got a really nice spot into his lobby, and he's going to finish off that round for ODG quite nicely. So 3 guns surviving. This CT side start being exactly what they would have wanted, and that's fantastic teamwork, juggling and shooting the M4 into Annex so that he can retain that instead of the MP9. That's going to be 3 rifles up. And ATOX back to the drawing board here. Just going to buy some deagles and upgraded pistols. Try to do a little bit of economic damage to ODG, who haven't had a chance for their money to build up just yet before they buy up in round number 4.
The gun juggle was clutch to get that extra rifle into this round. And of course, anti-eco here for ODG. They're going to be feeling happy with that. Nice little bit of util to come out here. Slow down the potential pistol rush. It's a good call. And it does force ATOX to have to rethink their position. Enko is going to get that first kill here. Spots out a second player. Alertity not quite connecting, but he is able to give that information over. There's a push in over towards ramp, however, and it's Rage again who holds the line. Actually, usually it's Oi, but he's got somebody holding his hand, and he'll get that second one as well. Last 2 players here for ATOX.
This game is just a giant deathmatch, which is really Asian CS at its finest. I thought there was going to be a little bit more structure, especially seeing the map selection and the top of the Asian scene. Obviously, you know, you have Mongols and Blitz, 500 IQ, Chess Grandmaster, Mastermind, IGL, and obviously the big brain of Advent over on Tai Lu. I thought there would be a little bit more trickle down in terms of the, you know, the mid to late round kind of decision making, some of the macro aspects of the game, but this is a bit of a throwback to good old 2014, 2015 Asia CS. Just run it down, take the aim duels, and see who's going to win the round. And it's chaos, and you never know whether a round's done. Like that pistol was the perfect example of it. And we do have the wall of smokes across the outside in combination with the progression smoke. Cabal's going to catch Rage, trying to jump up towards top side of Warehouse. Have a little bit of an off angle to try to pick these T's as they cross. But ATOX have got Dobu down into secret. That's pulled the rotation from the CT side over here from XC.
He does reposition. Good pull. HE comes out. Clears out the smoke a little bit, so he's got a little bit of information there, and he's able to reposition quite nicely as Enko will finally get a kill over onto Cabal. Eternity getting sprayed down here, but doesn't get killed, and that's huge. They might just think they've cleared this, and they do. They push away. They're not... Oh, they do. They turn around, and Enko, thinking he might be able to get a sneaky little backstab there, is shut down. Deleted for his troubles. Now ATOX in onto site. Bomb does get planted. Good little bit of stall util out as well. Gives them all the time they need to set up their positions. They're just not giving ODG even the slightest possibility of getting in towards this site. ODG have slowed down massively. Looking for some gaps. Looking for a little bit of information here. XE pushes through, clears the angle. It's Rainbow who's going to get one from above. And Oi is going to be able to get one for himself. But it leaves just Rainbow in a 1 versus 1 here. He is on the bomb. He's gonna stick it. Pros don't fake. Molly comes out, but it's a little too late. Bomb gets defused. The Molly does kill him, but it's the round win for ODG. What a ballsy play.
Yeah, not being planted for the player over on door side. Obviously, that's a bit of miscommunication for ATOX, not making it clear, or not sure if it's a sender or a receiver issue, but definitely setting up for the post plant. You should be aware where the bomb gets put down. ODG losing all of their rifles, so it's an expensive round for them, and with the bomb plant and the loss bonus, ATOX going to reinvest in this round, so it's not necessarily the worst outcome for the T side. To start doing some more economic damage and to chip their way into this game or securing any rounds. Bit more reset potential this time. And ATOX gonna be Dobu clearing that progression smoke with an HE, making sure there's no CTs pushing up on yard. XE's already made his way down Annex and might go for a peek in the mid round.
Much slower push here from ATOX, realizing that the hyper aggression hasn't really worked out for them. Knowing that losing this round puts them in a very, very tight spot. But a win could just be the launch pad they need to bring themselves back up. Now, we're going to cross straight through the smoke here from Dobu. A lot of space garnered from him.
Already had that rotation down into Secret from XE earlier on in the round, so he's keeping tabs on that. It's a big setup in Annex here. ODG anticipating with that CT vent and Annex player that there is going to be some kind of Annex split in the mid to late round. Not a whole lot of util left here on the CT side. Out comes that progression smoke over on Annex side, and the drop is going to come through 1-for-1. Heaven player now starting to swing and take duels on outside here, Sam.
Very, very low HP on Cabal, and he will finally have his head ripped off, but the T's are already in onto the site. Bomb is going to get planted, and Oi is the last one left alive to try to salvage this round. Got everything to do here. Doesn't have much information. Swings out, but it's a double stack, and he can't get it done.
Yeah, look at the economy now for ODG. Double eco for XE. It's almost certainly going to be a force, but when you've got a player at 2.8, 1.4, although they can put 3 rifles together, it's going to be pretty woeful in terms of util. They kind of have to force here, though. I mean, you have one player who's double eco. You got to even out your money some way or another. Instead, they opt to save. I don't think I would ever choose to save in this position, but we'll see how it works out for them. If they do buy into... I mean, if they do buy in the next round, XE's going to have still like 3k. Oh, it's going to be a lobby crunch with the pistols. Going quite well for them. You see ATOX scrambling actually to defend lobby, not choosing to fall away back towards spawn side, and that might punish them if Rainbow can connect one more shot on the Deagle. Oh, that was so heads up for Zesta to pick up the AK off the ground instead of committing to the reload. Definitely secures that round for ATOX there, but they took way too much damage to that lobby crunch. They got caught completely off guard by that, and that's honestly a pretty standard play on the ecos.
Yeah. I'm starting to see the reasoning here from ODG, right? You save in the previous round, you go for that crunch, hopefully you do a ton of economic damage, which is exactly what they did. No, it doesn't stop ATOX from being able to buy in, but now they have a full buy and not a weird kind of broken, janky shenanigan. It's a little bit broken, but it's not as bad as it could have been. And if they win this round, ATOX is in some serious trouble.
Good work. It's worked out well for them. Outside wall of smokes, and now ATOX looking for the uppers timing. In comes the util. Cabal going to kick off the entry in through hut side. Layers, flashes come in, but this is a complete shutdown from ODG. Multiple players holding that door angle. You had the pressure coming in from Radio, and Dobu's left last alive. Going to be ODG once again cleaning up that round. Definitely calling the bluff. I mean, the outside wall of smoke's trying to pull the rotations apart, pull a player down into secrets so that you can hit that timing into uppers. But it really doesn't work. ODG just stacking uppers, fighting from Annex side in towards door, and absolutely shutting that one down.
Here's the economic trouble for ATOX. Yes, they are still able to buy into this, but it's knife's edge. Mac 10 on Dobu. Could be devastating. See if it makes something happen here as Rage gets himself into his position here over on ramp. Are they going to be spotted out just yet as Dobu looks for some outside control here? He's already made his way down secret, so going to be clearing out a ton of space. If he can get the kill onto the B player, that is a free and clear sight, but nope, not to be the case. Oi shuts him down, and now ATOX, they have to go for this ramp. Rage is sitting, waiting for it to happen. The HE comes out, does a ton of damage, but finally, he will be put down. ATOX with only 3 players left alive. Bomb hasn't made its move just yet.
Yeah, you can see Zesta having a look towards lobby side. They've already lost lobby earlier in the round, so it's good that he doesn't push any further than that. ODG really trying to disrupt the reroute back in towards lobby and uppers. Oi floating around backside events, holding on to Decon, just listening for further information. And ATOX, a re-smoke onto Decon. Flash deep into windows for MIQ to peek, and they're going to try to establish themselves a post plant here. They cleared dark, they still have windows control, but it's going to be a difficult post plant for them to defend. Still haven't taken Decon, and they may get flanked in from ramp side late by Eternity here.
XE swings around, instantly taken down, but will get traded out by Rainbow. However, accuracy will be taking out Oi. Oh, Rainbow, absolutely disgusting. Good for one, knows what the second is, but accuracy, he's been so good with the AWP. But unfortunately, it's just not enough to secure them the round as Eternity pushes down from ramp, gets in above him, and that defuse will come through.
So difficult to win those post plants on lower. That control of windows and decon. And with the radio not being, the Megatown not really being a safe post plant position with that late flank coming through. Bomb plant here, not giving them enough money for AK's armor and util or Galil's armor and util, so ATOX instead going to invest in a whole lot of util, the Tech 9s and armor, try to do some economic damage here to ODG, who are having a pretty good run on this CT side, has to be said. What are we going to see here for ATOX? It's like wall of smokes right off the bat into maybe that uppers timing that didn't work too well for them before.
Looks like it may just be a rush straight in onto the A site. Good for 2 already. Eternity does get flushed out. He's flashed out. He hasn't been spotted. Eventually, MIQ will find him. ODG very split here on this last attempt at a retake. Unfortunately, so far away. Could not get to his teammates, and it's down to Oi. And this upgrade from ATOX is disgusting. After absolutely decimating, pushing their way in onto the A site, picking up all of these guns. They spent nearly nothing into that round. They come away with 4 guns and the AWP to boot.
It's a massive economy swing. They've broken ODG's money. That was the outer smokes into the uppers timing that didn't work before because ODG stack the uppers side, but they try to call the same play again, and it works out an absolute treat. The aggressive AWP into Heart dealt with early, and ATOX scaling into uppers. Flash is very effective to flush out that last player rotating into site and anchoring the site after the 2 Heart players lose their lives. So that might even just be a game-winning round for ATOX. The economy swing and the fact that they've broken the CT money this late in the half is going to make this a much more even T half for them. Oh, that's a nice shot from Oi, though. He's been great on the Deegs. And Zesta taking more duels further into Annex. A lot of these duels going the way of ATOX, despite the damage inflicted by ODG. Now it's down to Rainbow and XE.
Oh, unlucky. Angle clearing not where it needs to. Oh, Rainbow!
No.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, there you go. Still good for 2. Oh, jumps down. Takes a bit of damage from an HE there. position well telegraphed as he swings out. MIQ shuts him down. He redeemed himself.
It was Nico, wasn't it, from Heaven in that position? I was thinking
Yeah,
it was on to Simple. That's why I thought it was Simple moment, but that's a Nico moment right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see the effects of that half by now. You know, they broke the money. That force buy did absolutely nothing for ODG. Now they're broke. And even into round 12, like, it's going to be a 4 to 4.5k kind of buy on some of these players. So although it'll be decent, like Rifles and Util, ATOX winning that half buy completely changes the trajectory of this whole game.
Alright, Oi still clean with the Deagles. Rage to follow up as well. Doing a little bit of damage here, but let's face it, not too much more to be said in this round. Oi could maybe get himself one more, but it's just going to be overrun here. And that's going to be up to the 5th round for ATOX. And this is really, really, I wouldn't say concerning so much. Okay, Oi still gets one, just like YOLOs through the smoke. We're looking at a potential 6-6 half, which is not terrible for ATOX, but for ODG, you really wanted a little bit more out of this half.
Oh, they had a phenomenal start on CT, so yeah, you would have wanted to try to push up closer to double digits. What it is going to force them to do is show a lot of depth and proficiency on their own T side. So we'll see just how comfortable they are with the map once they head through to their own T side. Just their buy though, pretty light on the util here for ODG, and I think ATOX recognizing that, putting a lot of pressure on Door, straight through ramp room as well, but it looks like another lobby crunch here. ODG absolutely love this play, and Oi diving in through hut side. Everything happens in the first 5 seconds of the round. Cabal's made it down the vent, but the bomb's dropped in lobby.
Certainly not expecting that hyper aggression again. Certainly not on a gun round. It's going to be all down to Cabal to somehow try and bring this one back. It'll be a great round for ODG to take home. And they need to not bottle it. This is more than doable for them. And Cabal is an exceptional player. If anyone's going to bring this clutch out, it's going to be him. Have to wait out a little bit of that util. They're just not giving him an inch here. They know where he is, and they don't want to give him the space. They don't want to tempt the fates, and even make it slightly possible for him to come back into this.
Creeping around the corner of the smoke. 38 seconds. Does have a potential to get some 1v1s here. Depends how quick the swing from Door is on Oi. Alernity slinking back into lobby though, and Rage should take first contact. This is looking like a triangle crossfire. That's not going to get broken here. And he makes first contact, which means all of the CTs just posted up on this line. There's absolutely no way he's getting back into lobby here, Sam.
And that's it. He's going to get shut down. A 7-5 half here for ODG. Take a quick break. When we return, it's time for the second half. ODG managed to snag themselves a 7-5 half here on the second map. Certainly better off than what they had on Anubis, but here on this T side, can they make it happen for themselves?
ODG pretty spread in towards lobby side already. Dobu looking to try to take over like he did on Anubis. He's had a bit of a slower game here, but ODG now starting to wrap in through warehouse side, pressure outside, and maybe try to make his way up to heaven. Cabal trying to cut that push in half. Actually catches XC despite not being ready for him. So a 2-on-4 for ODG. Now only one. Always got to do some more pistol magic. Here's Sam, and he's not able to do it. MIQ going to clean him up. And ATOX further compounding the problems for ODG, who let that lead in the first half slip through their fingers, and now without a bomb plant in round one, won't be able to keep that economic pressure on the CT side. So we really are putting a lot of pressure on the gun rounds here for ODG Nuke T side to make something happen for themselves. But at least there'll be plenty more game for them to try to make a run on this T side go.
I'm gonna have to get through this next round. We do have a little bit of pause coming through here. I suspect it might be tech. Usually it tells you, you know, who it was, if it was a team or whatever. So hopefully we'll get through that relatively quickly. But yeah, I mean, that was a stellar round from Cabal, honestly. Some really nasty shots coming through there. Some shots that maybe he shouldn't have managed to get away with, but he did anyway. He's been a solid player for the team here. And honestly, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned for ODG coming in onto this T side. We saw him even on Anubis, hit in onto the T side. They only managed to get one round. And of course, they came into that at a massive round deficit. But to only be able to pick up one round on the favored side is very concerning. Now you come onto Nuke. It's not the favored side. You wanted to get a much stronger sight in the stronger start in the first half. You come into this now, and things start to look very, very worrisome, particularly now with, as you mentioned, you know, no bomb planted in that first round, and ATOX snagging themselves their first round.
Yeah, they gotta have some good depth on this Nuke T side. So really it just is up to them to showcase what they can do. Oi, the only man with a deagle. It's now going to be the Pied Piper approach, just trying to follow around old mate with the one gun and keep recycling it, but they're not even allowed to do that. They just get crunched on outside. And now we're going to speed things up after a long tech pause that went longer than that round by a fair stretch. ODG into their first gun round here, somewhat limited util. See what they're going to put together here. Can't play this long, kind of drawn out round here, and they're not even necessarily investing in all the smokes. You're going to get an HE prioritized for Alernity to blow that door open. We'll see what they put together. Progression smoke on outside, and it looks like quick wall of smokes, question mark, but contesting outside yard is ATOX.
Have managed to gain a little bit of ground here, and Rainbow will shut down accuracy. That's a big kill for them. It's going to give them quite a lot of space to move down, and Bomb has made its way over towards the B side already, but all of their reinforcements just about have been shut down. Now you've got one player here on a potential flank backstab, but not going to get too much done, as with the Bomb moving in towards side, MIQ denies any sort of progression there. And Alernity, who is being set up for a backstab, is now left with everything to do, and honestly, there's just no way back into this.
Cabal's already kind of flanking through lobby side. He's gonna, I was thinking, gonna just sit on that info line and cut the vent rotation, but he's instead making his way towards outside. Alernity trying to find a CT, and he ends up getting dual lead of all things from secret side, so 3 alive again. No bomb plant for ODG means they'll be back down on a half buy, and ATOX seemingly going strength to strength on this CT side, starting to build themselves up a pretty nice looking economy.
Felt like ODG had a really good idea in that previous round, but the execution unfortunately just did not work out for them. Weren't expecting ATOX to be quite as aggressive as they were. And I mean, ATOX have been very aggressive so far on the CT side. So at this point, you almost have to expect that they are going to take that space very, very early on. ODG going to be going for the pistol round here once again. Bomb being left out towards spawn. I think that's not really their highest priority into this one. It's more about getting a few kills if they can. But Cabal has been such a menace here in outside. Finally does get put back down into the grave by XE, who's going to get a nice little 2K for himself with those deagles. And there's that economic damage that they were hoping for. What? Zesta? Caught sleeping at the wheel, but wakes up just in time to avoid the car crash. And finally, XE gets put down as well. It's a fairly clean round for ATOX.
Yeah, 3 alive. Gonna continue building up that cash. ODG, not the best of util in towards the last gun round. Invested a lot of it in the wall of smokes outside and then taking a couple of duels before the secret play could really have any impact and trying to push and pull the rotations. Not really the ideal way to play things out. We'll see how things change in round 17 though. They've got a full belt of util this time. So we'll see how they use it. Again, looking like wall of smokes. Much less yard pressure from the CTs this time. It's just Cabal over here. Accuracy gonna get on this aggressive line with the orb towards hut. See if ODG are ready for that.
Nice. Rainbow's going to get that first kill over towards outside. And there have been a few outside players, so they're hoping that's going to sell a fake. But unfortunately, ATOX on top of this, and especially with Accuracy getting that kill onto Cabal, they realize it's not going to be the push down towards B. It's more than likely going to be pressure in towards A. Yeah, MIQ waiting on this util. Just the right moment to toss that out. ODG, as they come through, there we go. Beautiful Molotov. Not able to get a kill off of it, but he does a ton of damage. Information garnered. 2 players in towards ramp. Already 1 taken down. Rainbow. There you go. With the bomb. Last one left.
Yep. See if Alernity is able to put the pieces together here. I guess they know that he's taken a fair bit of damage coming out ramp there. Accuracy. Trusting the USP over the AWP. Alernity, trying to see if he's going to be given an opportunity here, but you can see ATOX very well aware that he was in towards ramp room. Zester's on that lowest line from Windows, not allowing the cross from Megaton. And then you've got Dobu locking down the lobby side and Accuracy watching heaven. So ATOX aware of what's clean and dirty. This is great protocols in the 3-on-1. And really shouldn't be too much of an opportunity for Alernity to come back into this one. Accuracy spotting out Annex side. Spots out the T. And he should be cleaned up pretty easily here. 7 seconds on the clock. No time to make anything work. Attempts to save, and Dobu's just going to bang him straight through the Annex door. So there you go. 10-7. ODG maxing out the loss bonus here. Despite the lack of a bomb plant, the extra cash that they had left over in round 17 is going to be enough to allow them to go for another buy. But I'm just still not feeling too optimistic about it watching this T side play out.
Stay of execution for ODG here, as they are able to get a little bit of a buy back into this, but ATOX winning this round puts them up onto 11. That's 1 away from map and series points. ODG, I mean, this is a must-win round for this squad, and they're just gonna run into a Molotov? Just 3 of them getting burnt alive, 2 of them actually dying to it, and then ATOX swing out into mid, or into outside. XE, last player left alive. They're good for 1, but let's face it, they're not going to get too much more in this one. XE position known. He does actually get a double towards the end there, but eventually does get put down. That was a questionable round from ODG.
This whole series has been questionable. It has to be said. Just classic Asian CS. Even ATOX kind of running it down at times, taking angles right and left all across the map, playing with confidence. I guess you can't blame them. And ODG scraping the bottom of the barrel in that last round, even with the full loss bonus. The lack of even getting on the site, even getting into post plants is making it hard for them to put together a buy in this round. Got that extra bomb plant bonus. Going to be down to the half bite. Try to get something done with that. Again, it's a different variation of the wall of smokes this time. Looking for an uppers timing here with the util in from roof. This is something a little bit different. Zesta, reactive utility over onto hut side. Player cleaned up over on rafter and straight through the mollies. The T's have actually gotten in here, but Accuracy just doing way too much damage from heaven. And Rage last alive here, given a lot of opportunities for Cabal. I think this just shows the confidence level of ATOX. Literally jumping at them and securing themselves series point.
Last opportunity here for ODG to make something happen. And if the last couple of rounds is anything to go by, I feel like they seem to have given up their will to continue. There've been some really questionable things coming through here. A lot of molly pushes that maybe didn't necessarily need to happen. Now, even with the full buy, it's going to be very difficult to make some magic happen. Looks like they might be going for those outside smokes once again. But I mean, instantly, ATOX aggression, accuracy shut down. That's a huge opener here for ODG. And that's going to force ATOX to have to play a little bit more conservatively than they had been.
They're on the double AWPs here. Wall of smoke across the outside. Going to limit the info here from the CTs. Going to force Dobu to float down into lower and keep an eye on secret side. In the meanwhile, ODG just cutting noise, holding in the mid-round for any kind of aggression for ATOX. Now starting to mobilize over towards ramp room. MIQ on the line. Far from a one and done here, but he's not going to connect the shot.
Oh, a little bit of a molly to come out there. Deny some rotational position. ODG find themselves in a potentially winning situation here. Now again, they need to not... No! Zesta pushes through a 3K. Just as I was having a little bit of belief in ODG, Zesta crushes it underfoot. Now only 2 players left for ODG. It's a double swing. Zesta, no! Did he get the last one? Oh. No ace, unfortunately, for Zesta, but this is very likely still the end of the line for ODG. Rage has done a sizable amount of damage onto MIQ. There's a possibility there of at least getting that bit of that kill, maybe. Bomb starting to make its way over towards this B site. MIQ is aware of the possibility.
8 seconds. Gonna smoke himself onto the site and try to put that bomb down. Door gets swung open. MIQ can't connect a shot, but there's not enough time anyway. And that's gonna be it. ATOX very clean 2-0 tonight, Sam. I think showing why they're right up the top of the league.